The San Francisco 49ers are gearing up for another intense preseason clash, and fans are buzzing with excitement as the team prepares to face the Las Vegas Raiders in their second exhibition game. This is one of those rivalries that always brings extra fire to the field, and even in the preseason, you can feel the tension and anticipation building. The 49ers are expected to play some of their key starters, including quarterback Brock Purdy, giving the faithful a first real glimpse of how the team might perform when the regular season kicks off. Preseason games might not count for the standings, but they are crucial for rhythm, chemistry, and evaluating players, especially in a roster that is seeing some questions and shifts at critical positions. One of the most talked about topics lately has been the situation with wide receiver Jauan Jennings. Earlier this week, it was reported that Jennings and the 49ers are not currently close to finalizing a contract extension, and the timing seems to be a sticking point. Jennings had signed a new deal going into the previous year, and while he's approaching the final year of his contract in 2025, the organization seems cautious. The team is particularly wary of big-money deals at the wide receiver position, especially in light of what happened with Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk had some injury setbacks early on after signing his deal, and there's reportedly some regret internally about how that situation unfolded. The 49ers appear to prefer a wait-and-see approach with Jennings, wanting to evaluate if he can stay healthy and produce consistently before committing to a large contract. Looking at Jennings' performance, it's clear he has exceeded expectations at times. Before last season, he had never surpassed 500 receiving yards in a single year, and then suddenly, in 2024, he managed 975 yards. That breakout required a lot of circumstances to align, including injuries to other players, which opened opportunities for him. Still, his progression shows that he has talent and can be a reliable number 2 receiver, particularly with his connection to Brock Purdy. The 49ers likely believe they have leverage here. They can offer a moderate extension, perhaps in the range of $11 to $15 million per year, and it could be seen as a very fair value for both sides. Jennings, on the other hand, might feel he deserves more, but the team seems intent on ensuring that any high-dollar investment is backed by proven, consistent production over multiple seasons. In terms of current fitness and readiness, Jennings has been spotted in the training room in Las Vegas, rehabbing a leg injury. This particular calf injury is a re-aggravation from the spring, which naturally raises concerns, since calf injuries can be tricky and prone to complications. The 49ers' approach seems cautious, wanting to ensure Jennings returns fully healthy before making any long-term financial commitments. It's a delicate balance. The player wants to maximize his value, but the team also wants to protect its investment and maintain roster stability without rushing anyone back from injury. Meanwhile, other roster questions are heating up, particularly around emerging talents like Jacob Cowing. Cowing returned to practice in a limited capacity in the spring, and early reports praised his preparation and growth. In college, he had a productive career, and even when transferring to Arizona, he adjusted to higher competition while maintaining his output. Cowing possesses speed and agility, which could make him a versatile gadget player in Kyle Shanahan's offense. Think bubble screens, quick reverses, and design plays that let him take advantage of his acceleration and route-running ability. Unfortunately, he suffered a hamstring injury on the very first day of training camp, which has kept him sidelined, and while there's hope he might see some preseason action, the team will likely err on the side of caution to avoid re-aggravating the injury. On the defensive side, Renardo Green is shaping up as the starting outside cornerback opposite of Diamador Leonard. He showed promise last year, even as a rotational player, and while injuries have slowed his momentum, his potential remains evident. In practice, he demonstrated solid pass coverage skills, including 3 pass breakups in a session before he got hurt, highlighting his ability to make plays and contribute in key situations. The team seems to have confidence in Green's abilities, expecting him to step up as a reliable corner in a physically demanding defense that's built around aggressive play and high tempo. The discussion around wide receivers often circles back to comparisons and historical context. Fans and analysts debate past contracts, like those of Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, weighing one great season against sustained contribution. Deebo had an incredible year in 2021 with over 1,000 receiving yards and first-team All-Pro honors, but injuries have limited his production in other seasons. Ayuk, on the other hand, developed more consistently, with back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons and recognition as a second-team All-Pro. These examples underscore the challenges the 49ers face when deciding how to allocate resources at key positions, balancing reward for performance with risk management. It's not just about raw stats, it's about fit, durability, and the ability to perform in high-pressure moments. For Jennings, the stakes are clear. He has no long-term financial security beyond 2025, so managing injuries, proving consistency, and maintaining peak performance are essential for both sides. The team wants to avoid players leveraging short-term spikes to demand maximum contracts, preferring that negotiations reflect sustained value rather than isolated seasons. Fans, meanwhile, weigh in on social media, sharing opinions on injuries, contract fairness, and roster decisions, creating a dynamic conversation that spans strategy, loyalty, and player development. Wide receiver depth is another critical topic as the season approaches. Russell Gage, for example, has had a strong training camp and could potentially start in Week 1, especially given uncertainties with Brandon Ayuk, Jauan Jennings, and Jacob Cowing. Gage has proven productive in the past, posting back-to-back 700-yard seasons before his injury in 2022. If he steps up, he offers both affordability and reliability, which is vital for the team's roster planning. The depth chart will likely see a mix of veterans and young talents, with flexibility for special teams and situational plays, depending on health, performance, and strategic priorities. Wide receiver dynamics remain fluid, particularly with the situation surrounding Jauan Jennings. His contract negotiations have added a layer of tension, but on the field, his talent remains evident. Jennings has exceptional hands, body control, and route-running precision, and his chemistry with Puri has been on full display in practice drills. Yet injuries continue to linger in the background. A re-injury to his calf could have significant implications, both for his personal value and for the team's strategic planning. The 49ers have been meticulous in monitoring his workload, incorporating targeted strength and flexibility routines designed to mitigate risks while maintaining sharpness. Meanwhile, Russell Gage and Jacob Cowing offer complementary skill sets, providing speed, separation ability, and versatility that allows Shanahan to deploy creative offensive packages. Depth at wide receiver is a luxury in today's NFL, and the 49ers are using every tool at their disposal to ensure that multiple options are available if injuries or performance inconsistencies arise. On the defensive side, San Francisco's coaching staff is emphasizing communication, alignment, and adaptability. Renardo Green's emergence as a starting outside cornerback is a key development, providing consistency across the secondary while also allowing for rotational flexibility. The defensive backfield has been under scrutiny as opponents increasingly exploit mismatches in coverage and spacing. Green's performance in practice, particularly in challenging man coverage drills, has demonstrated his ability to anticipate routes, maintain leverage, and react to quarterback decision-making. His blend of athleticism and football IQ is essential for a defense that prioritizes both speed and physicality, enabling aggressive schemes while minimizing exposure to explosive plays. Linebacker play has also been a focal point. The 49ers' linebacking core combines veterans with younger talent, creating a hybrid unit capable of run-stopping, coverage, and occasional blitz packages. Preseason evaluation has emphasized reading offensive tendencies, maintaining gap discipline, and executing complex coverage rotations. Players are tested on everything from zone drops to man-to-man matchups, and coaches meticulously track performance metrics, missed assignments, and situational awareness. The goal is to identify players who can perform under high-pressure scenarios, particularly late in games when fatigue and mental errors often reveal true capabilities. Special teams remain a nuanced but critical element. Jake Moody, the kicker, has shown accuracy in controlled practice settings, but live game performance is always a separate challenge. Kickoffs, punts, and coverage units are all scrutinized for speed, discipline, and tackling efficiency. The coaching staff tracks every misstep meticulously, understanding that seemingly minor errors can have outsized consequences in tight contests. Moreover, the ability to execute situational plays like onside kicks, fake punts, and punt blocks is increasingly important in shaping game outcomes, and preseason provide the ideal platform to evaluate both readiness and innovation in this phase of the game. The coaching staff's evaluation process is rigorous, blending quantitative metrics with qualitative observation. GPS tracking data, player heart rates, fatigue levels, and recovery indicators are combined with film analysis, communication skills, and adaptability under pressure. Shanahan and his assistants use this wealth of information to make real-time decisions about starting roles, snap counts, and roster cuts. In addition, coaches place heavy emphasis on mental preparation, including understanding playbooks, reading defenses, and adjusting to unforeseen scenarios. The team's ability to integrate physical skill, tactical knowledge, and mental resilience will determine how well it performs once the regular season begins. Emerging talents from the draft and practice squad are receiving close scrutiny. Young players who performed well in college or previous seasons are expected to translate their skill sets to the professional level. But the transition is never guaranteed. Adjusting to NFL speed, complexity, and physicality is a significant hurdle, and preseason games are crucial for testing players under live conditions. The organization has a deliberate approach, providing developmental support while maintaining high expectations. This balance is critical. Overexposure could risk injury or erode confidence, while underexposure limits evaluation and growth opportunities. Player health and conditioning continue to dominate conversations. Injury prevention protocols have been updated, combining medical insight with performance science. Calf strains, hamstring pulls, shoulder issues, and ankle instability are all monitored closely, with individualized programs designed to optimize recovery and prevent recurrence. For players like Jennings and Cowing, these programs are particularly important, ensuring that when they do step onto the field, they can perform at maximum efficiency while minimizing risk. Conditioning staff work closely with nutritionists, strength coaches, and medical personnel to tailor routines that align with each player's physiology, injury history, and workload requirements. Meanwhile, team chemistry and leadership dynamics are evolving. Veterans like McCaffrey provide mentorship, guiding younger players through the pressures of professional football while modeling preparation, discipline, and resilience. Leadership extends beyond the locker room, influencing practice intensity, sideline energy, and even interactions with coaching staff. Preseason games offer a platform for observing these dynamics in action, revealing who naturally steps up, who struggles under pressure, and how the team responds collectively to adversity. From a strategic perspective, Shanahan's offense continues to be a masterclass in flexibility and creativity. Preseason play-calling experiments with motion, misdirection, and tempo variations to identify which combinations of personnel yield the best results. Quarterback reads are emphasized in real time, with adjustments made based on defensive alignment, player tendencies, and situational context. Similarly, the defensive staff explores various schemes, shifting between base and nickel formations, adjusting linebacker drops, and deploying cornerback rotations to optimize coverage and create turnover opportunities. These tactical tests are designed to reveal both strengths and vulnerabilities, enabling the team to refine approaches before the regular season stakes are raised. Fan anticipation is palpable. Social media, podcasts, and sports media outlets are flooded with discussion about projected starters, breakout candidates, and potential roster surprises. Each injury report, contract update, and practice highlight fuel speculation, analysis, and debate. For 49ers fans, the preseason is more than preparation. It's a narrative unfolding in real time, with each practice, game, and news update contributing to the larger story of the team's journey. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Tyreek Hill's sudden confirmation of his arrival to the San Francisco 49ers has set the sports world ablaze, igniting a whirlwind of speculation, curiosity, and even disbelief among NFL insiders and fans alike. While Hill himself made a brief but impactful statement on social media, one that read more like a playful nod than an official press release, the sheer weight of his words has been enough to send shockwaves through the football community. No one can say for sure whether this is the result of months of quiet negotiations behind the scenes or a surprising turn of events that developed over just a few days, but the buzz around Levi's Stadium is undeniable. Reporters have been spotted circling the facility, looking for hints of a major roster shakeup, while supporters have taken to online forums, breaking down what Hill's addition could mean for the already high-powered 49ers offense. Could this be the piece that pushes San Francisco over the top and secures their place as frontrunners for next season's Super Bowl? The idea alone is enough to stir heated debates, with some pointing to the team's existing chemistry and others envisioning an explosive new era of West Coast football dominance. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest that this move might have been in the works far longer than most observers realize. Sources close to both camps hint at a series of discreet meetings stretching back to the offseason, where mutual interest was carefully nurtured away from the public eye. Tyreek Hill's camp, known for its tight-lipped approach to negotiations, reportedly sought a fresh start in a system that could maximize his speed and versatility while giving him a realistic shot at another championship ring. The 49ers, for their part, are believed to have seen in Hill the perfect complement to their already dynamic playmakers, envisioning a multifaceted offense that could overwhelm even the league's most disciplined defenses. Still, the details remain hazy, with no official word on the contract's length, structure, or financial terms, leaving fans to speculate about just how far San Francisco was willing to go to land one of the league's most electric talents. The timing is also intriguing, coming just as rivals in the NFC have begun shoring up their rosters, making Hill's move feel as much like a strategic strike as a personnel upgrade. In the broader context of the NFL, Hill's apparent jump to the Bay Area raises questions about the shifting balance of power in the league. The 49ers have already been considered perennial contenders under head coach Kyle Shanahan, but adding a player of Hill's caliber could tilt the competitive landscape in ways that are hard to predict. Defensive coordinators across the league would now have to account for the deep threat he poses, potentially stretching defenses to their breaking point and creating space for other weapons in the 49ers' arsenal. This strategic ripple effect has analysts buzzing, with some arguing that Hill's arrival could force teams to rework their defensive schemes entirely before the season even kicks off. Meanwhile, the chatter from rival fan bases is split between those dismissing the news as overblown hype and those openly concerned that their teams may have just watched the 49ers acquire the final piece to a championship puzzle. It is this blend of uncertainty and potential that makes the rumors so intoxicating, leaving everyone wondering whether they are witnessing the start of a seismic shift in NFL dynamics. Interestingly, the manner in which Hill's confirmation came to light only fuels the mystery surrounding the deal. Rather than an official team announcement or a carefully orchestrated press conference, the news emerged in the form of a cryptic yet confident message from Hill himself, prompting immediate media frenzy. Within minutes, sports networks and social media platforms were flooded with hot takes, speculative analysis, and even fan-made graphics envisioning Hill in the red and gold. Some insiders have pointed to Hill's playful nature and history of trolling the media as reason to take the announcement with a grain of salt, but the absence of any denials from the 49ers front office only adds to the intrigue. Could this be a deliberate strategy to keep opponents guessing, or is it simply the modern reality of sports stars controlling their own narratives? The fact that the conversation has already dominated headlines without a single press release speaks volumes about Hill's impact, not just as a player, but as a cultural figure capable of generating attention with a few well-chosen words. In the ever-evolving relationship between athletes and the media, this could stand as a masterclass in narrative control. For now, all eyes will remain firmly fixed on San Francisco, where every sideline whisper, practice sighting, and social media post will be scrutinized for signs of Tyreek Hill's official integration into the team. Training camp footage could become the next flashpoint, with eager fans poring over clips for any glimpse of Hill running routes alongside his new teammates. Until an official roster update confirms his presence, the air of suspense will linger, creating a tension that's as thrilling as it is maddening for those desperate for clarity. What is certain is that this development, whether fully grounded in reality or riding on the wings of rumor, has succeeded in capturing the NFL's imagination like few off-season stories can. The potential combination of Hill's unmatched speed and Shanahan's offensive genius is a tantalizing prospect, one that could redefine the 49ers' identity for years to come. In the end, whether this turns out to be the dawn of a new dynasty or just another wild chapter in the league's rumor mill, the excitement surrounding Tyreek Hill's possible arrival in San Francisco is already a story for the ages, and one that will not fade quietly into the background. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.